to my right and to my left, Mr. Camacho and Mrs. Tinson. I want to also acknowledge Governor Gutierrez. Please stand up. Speaker Tina Lawrence, please stand. Thank you for being here. It's the only time that I've missed. Just as important, I'd like to introduce my cousin Pedro. Please stand up, Mr. Blas, and his wife. And I'd like to thank the media for being here and attesting to something positive and not always negative with the government of Guam. So I wanted to thank you for being present. I want to thank the Guam Academy Charter School for hosting this. We really appreciate it. Also, before we start our public hearing, I want to acknowledge our new charter school, which is Business and Technology. Please stand up. Hopefully, we're going to go ahead and once we do the process with the petition, hopefully get the 7th charter school up and about, which is our Chief Hurao, Ms. Anne-Marie. Please stand up. Okay, with that said, I'd like to thank everyone for being here. So, as you know, I'm going to go ahead and state this, as stated on Guam Code Annotated, Title 17, Chapter 12, Guam Academy Charter Schools Act of Section of 2009, Section 1216B, public hearing with regards to petitions. We follow the mandate. We are within our guidelines. And I need to just state that for the official record. With that said, because we do have a few, whether you're opposing or in support of today's petition, I would like to go ahead and have Ms. Anne-Marie Arceo. Please stand up and you may begin. Before I forget, because I keep forgetting this, Mr. Will Castro, former senator. Oh, and Senator Hope Crystal. Thank you. Would you like to come and sit up here, ma'am? Yes. Okay. I know you're an advocate for tomorrow, so that's why I give you that opportunity. Okay, go ahead and proceed. Thank you. And we ask that everyone or any individual is going to do a testimony that we keep it at 3 minutes so we can give respect to every party concerned. Okay? Thank you. Go ahead and proceed.
Buenas. Ti Paongi Pablo Ora. Ti Paongi Pablo Ora. 20 anos, desde que tatagi para tahago na dia e para tanafalago Maga'lahen na eskwela ti summer camp ti after school program hat motivitia Maga'lahen by malaguzo by tutuna takunsi sa sayo no tinanina ginin I corazono ginin mostado mi corazono sidus maasi para cada uno gita hamzu uli toro matanizo uli haji semendagi gui ni insupopoti esti zati guni fiu hatno na guni fita tordo. It's become our dream together, and I did not come here alone. I didn't get to this place alone. I couldn't do it without my parents, without my family, without the parents and the kids, my brothers and sisters. You all know who you are. We've had many deep conversations about this journey, and every one of you that are in here, you've seen we've come together on this journey. We've come together. I did not come alone. Pasidus maasi naman gagay kuni toru parei famagoonta. I would like to begin by saying that I have a dream that one day all of our people will be speaking tomorrow again, all of us, so that testimonies like this can be done all in tomorrow and everyone will understand. Someday. Back in the summer of 2005, in the heart of the community of Sinahanya, a dream that was driven by passion and purpose came to be. Experiencing being grounded in my self-identity and being able to speak tomorrow was a strength in life. I wanted to raise my children with the same gift, which was frowned upon back in the 80s because of the stigma that we needed to know English in order to be successful. However, I remained steadfast, owning the responsibility that we needed to do more than what already existed for language and culture revitalization. I envisioned a place where children would not only be deeply connected to finding their Chamorro identity in our cultural roots and traditions, but to be able to live it, just as I and many generations of Chamorros were raised. Many of us in here, Auntie Hopi, Uncle Carl, Lotus Hamzin and Manana, Estati Pareo Ilinagano. I knew in my gut that we were running out of time as our heritage was at risk of being overshadowed by rapid modernization. As the words in his speech, "Enough is enough, we are stronger than we think," pierced my heart over and over again. Our very own Chief Hurao spirit kept the passion burning inside of me to find a way to change the trajectory of the fate of losing our language and our ways as people. With this, and against all odds, the seed of the first Hurao cultural camp was planted. As we spent the last 20 years navigating our way through the unknown, we knew the journey ahead would be challenging. Looking back, we must have been carried by the spirit of our manana, and without a doubt, led by God and Santa Maria, because no matter what challenges we faced, whether we were low in funding or without a permanent place, Hurao persevered. We have proven our commitment through community, government, and private partnerships in which we collaborated, human services, cultural resources, and much more. For example, with the Sinahanya Mayor's Office, which I give thanks to my Uncle Rope for allowing me to plant that seed. He gave me a chance to spread my wings there. I thought that we would only have 20 children show up, 2005, with just me and Anna and Maina, just us, and we thought, okay, maybe we'll have 10 kids because, you know, there was Tarza and the Hyatt camp and the UOG sports camp that we were up against, and I thought, okay, we'll just try it. So, withdrawing my retirement and taking a big risk. I don't have a retirement. No. I withdrew my retirement to begin this dream. I took a big risk, and on that day, our first day, Anna, who was 10, had to sit and take in all the registration of almost 200 children that showed up for that day. I had to call fast my colleagues, the Chamorro teachers, come, Maga'lahen na dure to por favor. And from there, it's taken off. We've never had enrollment lower than that every summer. We've worked with the Maga'lahen Mayor's Office, Isagan Kulturan Chamorro. These are places where we shared our resources and our help. We were in the Corn Building, where David Lohan sponsored us for a couple of years. We were at the Chamorro Village for about 8 years under the Culver administration. We worked with GDOE, Fanidakan Tinipo program, which is where we were located, or we are located right now. Kumishwani Fana Chamorro, the Guam Visitors Bureau, Inet Ngapago, Department of Chamorro Affairs, the Mayor's Council of Guam, and many, many more. I could go on, the list goes on for our partnerships. These partnerships and the thirsting of families, children, young adults, and the community at large, wanting to find their self-identity, drove our perseverance and commitment. Today, after years spent in advocacy of ensuring that our language survives, we are here before you to ask you to join us as we journey through the decades, witnessing the growth and transformation of Chief Hurao Academy. From its humble beginnings to its groundbreaking achievements, this is a story of resilience, community, and the unyielding spirit of our people. It is in our hands right this moment. Maga'lahen Hurao-Chamoru Academy Charter School can be alive with the hope and determination of a community eager to preserve its identity. O alara mohon that toru itinestigo bunipagu na uano na esta matu I ora.
Thank you, Andrea. Are you completed your presentation and testimony?
When children learn language in a school environment, everything is a lesson. From lively lectures to lessons in mealtime. Expert guidance and a safe place to practice make a world of difference. When language is allowed to live beyond the classroom, learning is accelerated. Infusing language into family time, playtime, and character building helps naturalize its application so the learning possibilities are endless. These are concepts central to language immersion education and the primary tools that Chief Hurao Academy uses to successfully produce Chamoru speakers. At Hurao, everything is a lesson in the Chamoru language. Our team of immersion educators understand that practical application is key, and Hurao's curriculum is crafted with this in mind. Hurao's language immersion methods holistically support language beyond the classroom by integrating parents into the curriculum at the onset. We ensure they are equipped with the tools necessary to nurture Chamoru in their homes. Utilizing these language immersion methods, Chief Hurao Academy has successfully produced Chamoru speakers since 2005. We believe that providing full language immersion environments will continue to produce speakers, and that this will remain an essential part of Guam's efforts to revitalize and sustain the Chamoru language.
Before we call our next speaker, I'd like to acknowledge Maga'lahen's mayor, Mayor Charla. Please state your name for the record as you speak into the mic.
Hopefully, Wahusi Ryan Solis, Maagin to be he's a Hurao-Chamoru. Butugi nakukuk na testimony lo si Sandy Muniki Maagin so ya sangani so usino na buto ya sa 3 minutos I said I Sandy Muniki sa wifi so esta wifi so esta size on YouTube di Hurao si angko na lahiho si $10 visa ma after sangani so tapta ko singen funu so hafa infinokta hafa na tapta ochu dauta ma kwantu sikalan kalan wow kalan hagu kalan nandiha pues thì chúng nó học thì chúng nó bị sẽ thì chúng nó đâu anh u I need to switch to the English because it's getting stuck a bit. So when we joined Sina Gudifi back in 2018, I believe is when we started Sindalu's first Tepun Songnak. That was a big awakening for myself. I did not speak. I understood, but I did not speak. My parents, I can't even speak to my parents in Chamoru because they don't even respond back to Chamoru. They automatically switch it to English. So that struggle still carries on. No, it doesn't. It's not carrying on with my children. The buck stops here. It's up to us now to decide if our children are going to know their language. It's our time now to teach them that it is okay to speak Chamoru. Actually, it's probably the most important thing you need to learn about yourself, to know who you are. I didn't really know who I was until I met Sana Gudifi. She made me understand that if I don't know my identity, how can I teach it to my children? How can I teach it to every other Chamoru here? So with her guidance and her dream became my dream, became my children's dream, became my family's dream. So working with her over these past 6 years has been a great blessing. Being together with the board, I've been serving on the board for the past 3 years. It's been an amazing journey. And I'm glad that we are here at this time because esta hora para si Hurao una Fenubi totally tau hafa ifinota, hafa finotamoru. It's not just a language to me. It is who I am. And it is who each and every one of you are as well. So taking her lead, taking the lead of everyone at Hurao, all the Manyaina that I've met through the years, si duas maasi, that it is time for football. It's time. That's it.
And for the next speaker? Anybody else? Yes, sir. Just sign in.
Yes, I'll go out. Mr. Governor, go right ahead.
Buenas noches a todos. Toda mini mananaw, pura manilulog ko po ng papa. Sinawo ko sa akin malago di started about the Hurao School go down a day para a record. The song and even English that is some more from an album to the world to get it. I'm from the GVB organization and let everyone know that the very essence of the Guam Visitors Bureau back in 1967, when we finally got an opportunity to do our own economic development, because the Navy did not want anybody to travel in or out of Guam since 1950 to 1962. Until we fought to get that Navy stopped to be cleared out completely. So in 1967, we started our own economic development authority. And then the first flight that came in from Japan, 1967, May 1st, 109 Japanese tourists came. And when they came out and they met the people speaking Chamoru, the culture fully intact still, despite the Navy saying do not speak English anywhere that you're at work or at school. That impediment never let that, stop the Chamorro people from speaking it at home. So in 1967, the next group of tourists came in, and 2 days later, they were looking for the same people that they saw that make that Guam very, very, very excited to come and see. Authenticity. The real people, the culture you can feel from the heart. You can feel it, and that's the way they want to see something real, despite what they have done to us for almost 3 years in captivity. And they were marveling. So let me say this, that our Chamorro culture is at a crossroads. The pandemic has come and gone. Typhoons have dished out the worst of Mother Nature. And the military is back in full force. These things we can adapt to. What we cannot withstand is the more powerful force of our own negligence. We depend on the rich resources of the U.S. and other wealthy nations for public funding, private investment, food and entertainment, for transportation, construction supplies, health and safety, for management, governance, even language and education. Before World War II, our Chamorro forebears provided for themselves, for their families, and for one another. And they spoke to each other in our vernacular. Time has changed that. Change and the march of time are inevitable. We cannot change what world powers will do, nor how their priorities affect Guam's role in international politics. But we can make small changes in our cultural practices every day. And those can add up to the big changes in the long run. We all know change is hard. Hard to grasp, hard to accept, and hard to handle. But if we neglect our culture any longer, our bigger changes swirl around us. Soon, Ikutarata will be swept up and blown away by the new priorities. We accept what we're letting our guard down. For 20 years, Hurao Academy has been the calm eye in the storm of constant change, blowing about us in the outside. Hurao teaches Chamorro language and culture to our Maga'lahen at the tender ages, when they are the most impressionable and quickest to learn, full of innocence and free of doubt. My grandsons attended and benefited. we enrolled my 5-year-old granddaughter, Emmy, right down there, into Hurao's immersion program for 2 years. She inspires us all. Thank you, Emmy. And gives us confidence that succeeding generations stand the fighting chance of getting this right. Thank you for this testimony in support of Hurao Academy's charter school application. Mananadan, mananaman, por favor, anto gini manmagas, todos anto, amin si Hope, banyawa tigwaho, logo, sumusugan ni Jeep, amin, mapaisino ni manilu ni manlahobin na lalaki pamanandi, gigamamu, yaman kinusumamu, right? Ang nandagdag. Right now, kasi naman kadahulong si Hope, ay, pandigig din eh. Yaman kinusumamu, ay, dao nagayaw gini sa utungo at i-doctor na por favor, Hamzu, Anne-Marie, Ongyaw, bakit yung papasek ko sa mami, sa kausas niya si Mogi hafa di damu. So mauna ho, wow, si Frank Santos, Senator, si Senator Pink Reyes kung pala ko, hami mo chok si Mogi si Bill, ilan niya, todo i grade school, dito yung obligado sa Hurao-Chamoru. Tipareo, dan dilagamu. Tipareo, dan dilagamu. Este kada dedo atan este testigo algo na Debbie Hamzo gi charter school Hamzo gi senador na ipan masarapi este siya por favor. Na semua SMP na dudam tu. Senator there Haguro ke testigo da jana makto pa agad pwede na pasamin. Jujus masi, thank you everybody.
Whichever, we'll make sure you up to the stage name.
Okay. Buenas hafede. Inonyo si Anthony Changula kapten Alonso. Motuju wini papai tasu da papai sapoti esti chechu rao. Distigo jo sestigi Pinonia si Governor County Terror si Jonah Graham as Emmy. Distigo no li esti na potgun abibisi la masa. Apatsa jo ni atni redusa. Also di patali eno na idak. Ipofan o isi po kwento ki lengguahita Hurao-Chamoru. Si Anne-Marie, si Jules Marcy, ang todo samzo. Di man kopkata, di man mamanona ki lengguahita, ikatata, ikulturata. So esta fino igubetno, mamata esta kulturata, anti mandanet, papo dapat ta susedi esti ipomata lengguahita, isauta. Pues polo data, omis iseng song mo estaba inarahan mafananan no waktu ki la estructura do faisi cocina por favor umana posible do matulay ka de inalahan perfecto nanya sa se kaso na po matay lengguahita yunay no matay ang gagaga inani inalahan. Pues para todos hamzo ni sumusesri para prueba este peneco kami todo fata sila hamzo por favor ayuda este Iche Lucas Anne-Marie Pinoy gobyerno timeka sida tumogi pidado niya. Si Jules Marcy nagtumakto siya para hamin ni Hurao-Chamoru. Lalo kung i-voice to right na purigagi yung i-corazon no. Kung may pamagono, fafasin, keto mo i-amot, keto mo todo, inasinan mito. Kung sige na sige ang patika, don na i-mamamala na famagoni mangokulo este uli na panidoso este patali do todo este masuseso ni pagu ginin hago Anne-Marie ang todo umadudura ni po na posible este na programa pero papa sinamdo ni pena preba este para support este na programa sa que todo charter school este gi para guaho gagi guaso tasanya ya debili taku da tafan akupri data support este. So the Vice Speaker Ignet, Governor, kung sino nai 1,000, go, kung sino nai masya 1 million. Okay? So again, uli, nagwag ini tau teralan, tau go for preban, este na programa, uli todo. Nagkasi na sila manado de. Wag ini manokta, si Diyos masin ifinagtumido, lotunga. Na kumumandan na yun todo. Yunaya ng matanda ifinutamoro, yunaya ng fat, no mata ikuturaka ligoita. Si Diyos masin.
Test. Dispenso. Afterdays and buenas noches ante todos. Wow, si Senadora Tina Muñoz Barnes, si Vice Speaker, y John Pachetti na legislatura ng Guam. Dispensa lo be quintusig if you know English that mas appling zo pago lo necesita po quintusig if you know English so I can literally share my thoughts. And I want to say to Governor Gutierrez, Senator Holt, the former senators that are here, I see David Tydinko from the Valley of the Laddie. I just see this part. I see the faces of those who started Hurao in 2005. And I said, this is what we needed to do. Every time I see Anne Marie and Mariana, and just everybody in Hurao, I always ask, when are you going to do me a Chamorro immersion? Please let me help you. Tell me that you're ready. And for many years, I never gave up that vision. Ladies and gentlemen, I am over 62 years old. I have my brother and my sister who are over a decade younger than me, who have committed to the Hurao family, who said they want to support a Chamorro immersion program because it is about protecting, preserving, perpetuating, and advocating who we are as island people. I did not come with a prepared speech because I was just going to say, I was going to support it and say, I want to support you. I supported the last charter school that came up. For those that don't know, I am the co-author with Speaker Judy Wampat on the charter schools because I knew that they needed a vision and a mission to concentrate on the expertise of how we want to teach our kids. But the dream of Chamorro immersion and having this school all in Chamorro is going to be a dream come true. When I was in the Gutierrez administration, he promoted everything Chamorro. It was, you couldn't get anywhere without speaking and supporting everything in English and Chamorro. And he said Chamorro and English first. And I kid you not, Dr. Walker, when I hear you out there all the time, and I see that young gentleman in the back, and I hear him on the pod. No, you. I want to say thank you, because it is one way that we can come together as an island family. When I see the Sinus here, the small group that is here of Sinus, for supporting the efforts of what we want to do to preserve our language, our history, our culture, our music. This application is probably the most monumental one. I'm not going to take away from any of the charter schools that we've supported, but I think that this should have been the first. And with all the support here, we should have had a field house full of people advocating for our Chamorro community. This school must happen. You've got my 100% support. I am so embarrassed that my younger sister, Buffy Lynette Muñoz Perez, and Juan Muñoz literally took the opportunity in giving their kids the opportunity to learn and speak and understand the language. I'm embarrassed for myself and my husband who spoke it fluently. And God rest his soul, is probably saying, I'm really proud that you've come to promote and advocate for them. Because he spoke it fluently, but when he saw me, he spoke English. When he saw my brothers, he spoke Chamorro. When he saw my parents, he spoke Chamorro. But when he saw me, it was English. And for me, that was my biggest mistake, because I never took the time to learn. But I understood it, because my grandparents spoke to me, but I should have learned how to speak it fluently. This is a start. I will support you. I want to thank you for always coming to me to ask for money. We had some struggles, trials, and tribulations. She'll tell you, Mariana will tell you, they'll tell you how hard it was. But I will be your #1 fan to continue to advocate and make sure that this charter school gets all the funding. Please, to the board of directors, I ask you to support this application as you've done the other 6. It is important that this program of Hurao be included as part of the charter school so that we can have our kids learn how to speak our native tongue, our mother tongue, and learn who we are and remain as island people of Guam.
Before the next speaker, I'd like to add that the vice speaker did mention this gentleman in the back. You've taught me to speak Chamorro. Really, the gentleman is standing, like the vice speaker said. So I'd like to impress the heck out of everybody. Because really, would you like to be a guest speaker just to speak for 1 minute? I asked you.
Please, por favor.
Yeah, he's gonna speak. Then you will speak. Mama, you're right after you.
It's your turn.
No, you can speak. He can be right after you, sir. Thank you. Go ahead and state your name for the record. Well, if you check which one works for you.
So this is Marcy. Marcy Randy Munoz mesti masukut agau United lo di Maga'lahen with Lyra STC Denisa di Chamorro Kenala. Dispensa natin tinamoto di asegwal sa Guaha jury duty. Siya usa. So, bago sana na Jesus Masi sana si San Gutierrez para i-contest ko na Maga'lahen na bisita sa lapi para Hurao. I guess okay. Kung si Randy Talon sa Silisya ay sa Guam, si Gonaica S.T. Menala, Pamilya Menyosa, Luis Masi. Ito na di Hurao is 2011. Una is 2 años pa. Sa ito di 2 años sa esta Paulo. Lo di esta ki man kaki esta ki magagi in middle school, Cecilia, one of my Hurao sa bulan na sports, sa Nezusia, lo dispensa lo Maga'lahen to the Sona, the Hurao. So, Alira was just 2 years old at the time. Alira was just 2 years old at the time. At the time, it didn't dawn on me that our Chamorro language should be passed on to our kids until my wife mentioned. That was 2011. My wife mentioned it and told me about the program called Hurao. That was the first time I learned about Hurao. Spencer. It's supposed to. She said it was supposed to help us with our kids and learn our native language and culture. During the time, Lisa, my wife, and I weren't fluent at all. Like, we understood, like, pretty much almost like everyone here, we understood Chamorro. No, pero kudus. No, we tried and then we said, we thought about it, and what's called that? First, I was like, no, right? Because it wasn't. I was like, no, it's not gonna work. We should just speak English since we already know it so well. So she told me that we both have the Chamorro blood, and that our kids will too as well, and that she wanted us and our kids to know where we come from and know the heritage that has been passed down to us from our ancestors. So I was like, okay, let's try it, let's do it. From there on, we picked up and learned much more than we already knew, and went to adult classes as well. From there, we brought it with us and applied it at home every day. Every day. At the time, we only had Alira and told her that we would be speaking the Chamorro language between us and at home every time for as much as we can. We started only playing Chamorro music after that. We started playing Chamorro music, we learned about English music, and then when there would be like some popular music that comes out, you wouldn't even know about it because we only know Chamorro music. And then Alira sometimes, when the radio would play English music, she would ask us to change it to like, Bulag Gunaiza, the song. It kind of helped a lot. And then as time passed, we soon had Denisa, and our newest member to the family. We named her Minala as her Chamorro name. Growing up, we taught her our ways. Minala took the test. One day it was already time for her to go to preschool. We made her take the test for the what's that, preschool gate? Yeah, pre-gate. And then she actually failed. But she only failed because she was giving the answers in Chamorro. And the tester was writing it down, the answers, but was saying that, wrote it down wrong. So as she was going on with it with my wife, going over the test, my wife was like, wait, that was actually right, but she was saying it in Chamorro. So my wife asked if she could retake it. They don't usually retake the test, but since my wife actually asked way before the test to have a bilingual, and they didn't actually have one at that time, they made her retake it since she requested before the first test. So the second test came around, she passed. Okay. So the what's good at? I'm sorry. When she turned 4, she took the pre-gate. She passed the second time around. She ended up asking us actually when she failed, like why she failed. But we just told her, you didn't fail. It was the answers that you gave that was right, but in English it was wrong. So it was so funny because we said from there we would always still try to speak the language every time. There would be times when we're outside in the public, when we're speaking the language, and people would actually come up to us, and they would think that we're actually from Saipan. But we didn't know we're not from Saipan, we're from Guam. We met a lot of families out, and I actually recommended, because they were so shocked And they were so amazed. I actually told them about the program and said, bring your kids, but you cannot just bring them and leave them for Hurao to do everything. You would have to pick up the language and continue on at home, which is what we've been doing. Thank you so much. Last but not least, it brings us hope that our language will be passed on to the next generation. It brings us peace, and that our culture and heritage will move on to generations to come and bring us together as a whole family that loves and cares for one another.
Unuwas na hapad. Pues kontu devi na punat na dulu. Pues apa sih pada imam satan? Apa nolala tu pada imam satan? Ramza maka. Maga'lahen. Let me take it from my thirsty.
Oh, kind of went good. No, I guess I need a phone to do it, right? That's the only way. But I'm gonna do it in English because my tomorrow's week. No, it's weak. It's weak. No, okay. I'll tell you guys. Wait. I'll tell you guys. For those videos, the whole point was to document my journey with the language, from nothing to being more confident. So I wanted to show not being confident, because that's a part of the journey. You don't want to try, because maybe the uncle's like, yeah, don't do that. Just speak English. So you have to get over that, right? So I was trying to document that part of it as well. But the whole reason that I care so much about it is because for me, growing up, we were basically in the step that you guys are at. We were there maybe like 50s, 60s in the States, where, you know, the black community is not, we don't know our heritage. It's not widely known. We have to go on Google and try to figure out who we are, right? So my son, both my children being born here, I thought it was very important that even if we left, they understood who they were forever, so that nobody would have to tell them to Google their ancestors or Google their language or Google their, you know what I mean? I didn't want them to go through that. So that's why I support it. I'm here doing that, and I'm here for you guys to see, like, oh yeah, he's not good yet at it, but you know, he's getting better. I don't care. If all of that means that those two right there can grow up and know themselves and understand who they are and have a foundation of that, that's what I gotta do. I'll be embarrassed and be tired. So please, see this Masi. Sana ko hindi si this Masi na pinatama yun dito sa Ajud.
Bye-bye.
Buenas tardes. Hermano, si Maga'lahen Bavaka, familia cabezas del Petition. Hugo Sapoti Hugo Sapoti, si Saina Bonifi and Riasel, Zani Escuela Hurao. Again, Quatro from Abonto. But imas Potman, si Makana. When you Hugo, Bosnia, Imenatres, si Lulai, Hugan, so why am I Gagavana? Gagi waktu kita bandar dan gagi dan idos secara gagi kita hafan buma bakasyon mo. No, pada kada uno esti quatro fama gonho and I muffin yop. Who prometi esti who prometi siya kada uno. Ilaku by who pulan hamso, by who pulan how, di todo nila sinyaho, za by who finot sa moruzi hamso. Enoha. Desde que I primet na hinagong niha, tal sa fino Ingles, fino Chamoru ha. Wanna be I go Filipiano esti, wanna be I go Mapu esti. Sa hungyan, esti na edad, atanzo, konyaleng hao, mutong hao, basinek hao, hungyan, Libiano. Lo, para masam ko na pagkonho, si Sumahi esti, 17 años, hindi mas Mapu. Si Sumahi, Paulo Guidza, mas pagod na member ni Komisyon ni Hurao-Chamoru, Guidza youth member, para Komisyon ni Hurao-Chamoru. So, pues mega question niya por todo na cosas. Wow, question niya siya por gender identity, marine biology, pues todo y competition mami ni Hurao-Chamoru no quit. Wow, hunga. No, and I kalang dumadam kulo, si Sumahin dan siya pali'i kung paparanay na waka problemaho tinahong uno na sign para un lengguahe so at soka guaho na rufinot sa morurudzi ipagon siya tinahong ano sa talza entry todo imam primo niha mam fifinot sa mo za and I humalam gi eskwela talza otru estudiante gi manatsam koniha nam fifinot sa mo za un problema so pues tinahong un sign tinahong un familia local para un lenguaje Y Managaro necesita una comunidad, necesita más que no para un lenguaje. So pas Hugo Fekre desinay si sa nagunifi sa ni familia Hurao. Sa para todo sa na para guaho who accepta esti na makat na tsotso puri lenguaje. Angin tazo otro tautau gi hilutano fumino tsumomoru pas petsokwiha. Lo para otro tautau sempre of makudes. Sa esta guaha mega familia taza fumino tsumomoru. Na estaba jugi and I estaba professor jugi Universidad Guahan Guaizoku assignment para estudiante deberían an interview bihu pat biha di familiamo fifino tsumoru Guaha estudiante esta taza fifino taza abuelos and abuela esta Guaha tauta 60 años di fifino tsumoru. And so sen preciso esti y escuela en Hurao para adjuna tautau taza otro resources, taza otro chance. And so, hungen huna sauna si sumahi, huna sauna si akli'i. Ze importante na mali'i na guaha otro tautau. Guaha otro tautau. Pure I manatsa ang korniha. Hungen, sa hadzi na patgon malago tumatidzi I sainanya todo champo. Guaha patigila na lanyo hungen hasen oski hasen tatidzi sainanya. Lukas makto adjuna momento hasen zurti sainanya. Za malago gi sumanda sainanya todo champo. Lukas esta makto adjuna champo. Para ido sotero. So hungen go importante na na repara na guaha otro famagon. Otro sotero siha. Mauusay lenguahe lokwe. Hungen za ti estin lenguahe parimanam kuha. Bo ti amkuzo. Hungen, Paugo is an album. Maga'lahen, Gubernur Hungen. So pues un lugar taigwihi Hurao sen importante para eso. Angin popoksay ipatgon mo gi holami lenguahe pues necesita un lugar taigwihi. Because aquí and you know, manapalakpay papaniha, getting the wings ready na. Pero dingo na itsenson mali na guahok otro paluma siya. Hungyan. And so uno mas na be menciona por esti. Hungyan. Sa bonito es nila lenguaje sa be menciona lo que na I hagaho si lulay gaigi gazuna banda. Hungyan I lenguaje mas ki palabra siya. So hungyan, you know, si lulay gaigi gazuna banda fumino inglés ki uno na banda fumino sa momori otro banda. Send Okuga gifino English one be Go Osgun gifino support. So Hungan wanna be like Taiguini. I want that. Give me that. Gifino English. Lo I'm gonna song tu comprendiamo. Tu comprendiamo il linguaggio. Song and tatlo. Quasi lagna. Ma cosina malaguzo and now put for board. Oh, and now who comprendi si Zeus Masi. And now who comprendi. Well, people if you know English, this, you know, this language is, the Chamorro language is very important. As somebody who teaches language, history, and culture, people ask me all the time, how can we connect to our ancient ancestors? How can we connect to our past? People say, oh, you know, the Latin, the canoes, all of these things are important ways of connecting to our past. But I say, oh, the deepest and most meaningful way that you can connect to your past is through the Chamorro language. And because if you can speak Chamorro, and sometimes people say, oh, there's Spanish in Chamorro. No. The words that you use today, Taigwihi, Ilangit, Ipilan, Itasi, Ihaani, these Tauta, these words like this, these are deep, ancient words. These are the words that came with the first human breaths to these islands 4,000 years ago. If you speak these are words that our people have said for 200 generations. You're saying them still. And so, it's our responsibility to keep saying. And so, you can buy an entire closet full of Chamorro t-shirts. You can get your entire body filled with tattoos, like I have. You can make all of the different types of Kelvin in the world to show your pride in being Chamorro. But all of those things cannot replace the deep connection to your past that the language represents.
Is there any others?
Buenas tardes a todos. Faz emoções, a minha vida cocina na confiança. Cocina na ativa e facto. No, manatamo haman si Anne-Marie si atutungi nasawaza atutungi I halong gumatnya afinot sumoro I pamagonya. Jano kalsot pinitone. Tes pantutuhon I mat mo I halong familja mo. Nasaya nakat lo atsot ja atena. Esta maski 30 anos van no ja atsot Tes ane na sino Dr. Babakwa and then ifamilya mo ha taza otru taza skwela ni parong ali zami edad niya familya sumamolo tisinya. There's no hutuki esti todo diceno English that no ekko para mano esti na kata lo esti itoko no professional na golf importante na pero goha escuela la perfecta escuela antino Chamorro sa no itutonya si sana Ilifi I halu familia pes atutun I Hurao Academy za hula testigo na hugan Maga'lahen matotso lo esta gai I tempo golf importante na ta fangoha escuela. Sa pago na tempo hungan golf jaho dio immersion program. Ano tatlo na maulig izona curriculum. Dinansi todo I tinigay na dyan I afalana ko siya. Lo necesita escuela para mas megay na pamaguon. Saan para un class, este fourth grade, no? Sigia gulo I un class. Sa hungan, golf importante sa a prueba I para ang no finansi lang a prueba sa golf no na mag-office pa mag-uun ni karunod di pero niya. Pues by nahala na sige pero English no kasi pero
Please make sure that all testimonies are provided. Thank you. Okay, thank you. We appreciate it. Is there any others, individuals that like to verbally come up?
Halfway to the Sanzo.
Please state your name and the record.
Itinera Mafanagri, I respect that. Finitsumoro lo Besangani Hanzo Sinistori in English. I think that's accurate. I want to share with all of you a story, right? Our people is about storytelling. And we stand at a crossroad of our culture. To our respected elders, to our esteemed council members, and to Saina Gwinifi and to all the Sainas of Hurao, and to all those who hold our island close to their hearts. I stand before you today, not just as a parent, but also as a custodian of the legacy stretching back a millennia. We, the Chamoru people, are storytellers. Our voices carry the echoes of ancient voyagers, the whispers of resistance against colonialism, and the endurance of the spirits that sustained us over 3,000 years. Today, we have a chance to ensure these stories continue to resonate for the generations to come. Imagine this, our grandchildren huddle around us, their eyes wide with wonders. It weaves the tales of our ancestors, their bravery, their wisdom, and their unwavering love for our beautiful island of Guam. But most importantly, most importantly, is to our council members. When we tell them the story of you, the story of the heroes who ensured the preservation of our beloved Chamoru language, the very soul of our identity, is not regulated to the shelves of history, but because of a vibrant part of our lives. Hurao Academy isn't a program. It's a cultural sanctuary. It's a fertile ground where the seed of our heritage are not just planted, but nurtured with love and respect. Here, our Famaguan just don't learn to speak Chamorro, but how to be. They learn the significance of ancient songs passed through the generations, the power of dance that tells stories without words, and the deep meaning woven into every Chamoru proverb. They become fluent not just in the language, but in the spirit of our ancestors. Can you imagine a Guam where the melodies of Chamorro songs fill the air with the beauty of traditional dances gracing every celebration, and the conversations flow effortlessly in our ancestral tongue? Hurao Academy is the bridge to that future. Remember the struggles our ancestors faced to preserve our culture. Hurao Academy is the lighthouse that guides us through the same challenges and a testament to enduring the spirit that has seen over colonialism and countless other obstacles. As a parent, my heart overflows with the pride knowing my children, Anime, Puti and Tasi, and Matua Joseph, are not just students of Hurao, but active participants in our cultural renaissance. Following in the footsteps of my mother, May Noel, a retired Chamorro teacher at the Department of Education, who installed in me the importance of preserving our heritage. I see in Hurao the fulfillment of her legacy. It's a place where textbooks become springboards, propelling our children towards the future where cultural identity is not a relic of the past, but a vibrant cornerstone of our lives. Let us not be the generation that allows the flames of our culture to flicker and die. Let us be the generation that writes the next chapter in Hurao's history, Hurao Chapter 20, 2024. A chapter with opportunities, cultural revival, and a future where our heritage thrives. Imagine the countless generations who will walk with pride, their voice strong and clear, speaking the language that connects them to their ancestors. Let us join in hands and hearts, ensuring that the gift of Hurao, together, let us fulfill Maga'lahen Hurao's vision, a united people, a vibrant culture, forever enduring. This is more than the applications, council members. It is a call to action. Hasuzo fanaguizo, naizu izoku. Let us stand together not just for Hurao, but for the very soul of our heritage. Let your support be the resounding answer to the call of our ancestors. A promise that their legacy will not only endure, but flourish for the generations to come.
Let us ensure that the stories we tell our grandchildren are filled with pride, gratitude, and unwavering spirit of the people who refuse to let their culture fade into the history. Together, council members, let us write the future where Hurao Academy becomes a beacon of hope, a testament to our unwavering commitment to our heritage, and a vibrant support to the Chamorro spirit that will resonate through the ages. Para todos here, Zagen Tihita, pues Hazi. Si sus más y todos
Buenas noches, Bossy, Batasak, Catholic, como Pino English, kalau aku tu Samsung ni Pino Tomorrow, lo sepi lagi musuh, apa nak kematata?
Oh, nostalgia.
So, para promosi one by Pino English, dito by translator. I'm here today with no speech. So I don't know how to write. So, because of Anne-Marie, I just got to know Anne-Marie for maybe a month now. I didn't know too much about Hurao. I didn't even know too much about Hurao. I know my niece Mungi here. She was speaking in Chamorro, and every time they meet at the house, I always like to dialogue with her because it gives me an afufugo. You know? I just want to say that when Anne-Marie came to Business and Technology Charter School, I didn't even talk to our board. When she said that she needed a space, we said, how many rooms you need? And she said she needs 11 rooms. And so without even asking, I said, well, I'll just ask for forgiveness. You got 11 rooms. And so, two things I wanted to say. I know the governor said crossroad, and the gentleman before me said crossroad. I like to say we are in a fork in the road. If we don't approve a route today, we are going to regress. We are going to regress our future. One national language is English and Chamorro. Other nationality that stay in Guam speak more of their language than we do. Try to understand that for a little bit. That means we're not doing a damn good job, excuse my language, kids. We're not doing a good job today in protecting our culture and our language. So, we are in a fork in the road. If we don't approve this, we are going to regress. So, board chair and the board, I'm not going to put you in the spot. But I think we need to move today from saying this is a public hearing to saying let's go for approval. Yeah. We have more than enough support in this room. Correct me if I'm wrong. If there's anybody that disagree with Hurao today, I would say there's only one, maybe two, but we have 99.99999% is an approval to move on approving Hurao. And so, no pressure. Let's move this public hearing and just say, let's call for approval because time is of essence. Thank
Is there any other?
Yes, that's right.
Hapade, buenas. Guamusi, Janice Hernandez. Sigrid Pedro. New, he like you. Dispensers again. No, go for what I see. Taraguahu. To turn around doesn't it size, and I shut the honors hats up. Spencer. And Taikui Gunifin, Santa Gunifi, Sempre. Tiu Totagui Hafa, Totagui Paku, Tara. Wahu, Padifamilaku. Tempesi Pedro, Press Padaguita Mas, Nagagis of Green Pago. It's on and did it if you know English that. Malagas of Beta Seguro da Claudia, we don't come For my son, I want for there to be a school that completes his sense of identity and knowing who he is as a Somali. Growing up in a private school, Western style education, there was always a disconnect. Because all that I knew culturally and through my language could only have been practiced at home or at Hurao. Anytime I would have a chance to go to Hurao, that was where I was always reminded of my why. Why I want to pass my language and culture to my son and to all the other children that I possibly can moving forward. I want to show him that it's possible to have a line of children that he can speak to in his native tongue, and that he can speak to his Manyaina as well. By having an opportunity for not only my son and future children to have all that I was not able to experience in my schooling, there was no better opportunity I could think of than this school and all the other programs that Hurao has to offer. It truly cannot be left to us. There's no way that we can continue what we're doing without passing on our language and culture to our children. I dispense. If it is not done, we'll just have a lot more lost Chamorros. And that's the truth, because they won't know who they are. They won't know their language. And the language is so significant in telling us about our history and about the people that have come before us. Pues por favor, consigis en la escuela. Pari lahihu, pari otrusyo na pamagoan gwini, zan pari tautauta. Tibali sempre zangin para tahutsuma ipetani kultura zani lengwahi. Zatita hahasu haka masina tatsoki pari pamagoanta. Hugagaga hamzu pero nazuraham. Kosikisina tatsoki minale pari pamagoan pago. Zani mamanasiya nahinarashan. Paro matuno hadisia, tegin and manasia. Satangit hita pas magaya hadi. Ati paro tsogri. To be able to speak our language and to know our culture is to stand on the shoulders of our ancestors, looking to the future to help our children navigate the world they will inherit. Sinos Foxy.
Hapade Guaro si Hannah Gutierrez Arroyo y Anhu Pinosmoro and Cruzan, y Hagaho SPC Emilia Bulitazi. Kutugi SP Gofanokuna, Tibai who Tai told him. If I can just summarize a little. If I could just summarize just a little bit, I don't read the whole letter because it's long. Once I started writing, I had a hard time stopping because I had a lot to say. But I have submitted it for the record, so I hope you read it. But I just wanted to say that go importante lingwahi hungen. Lobuinigi Hurao, ti puri lingwahi ha. Puri torui kuturata. And I just want to share about, I had doubts about immersion program in the beginning because I didn't know much about it. But luckily I had elders who I was able to talk to and who were able to guide me about that my daughter wouldn't be at a disadvantage eventually when she had to transition into quote-unquote regular school. She would actually be at a greater advantage. and I trust them. And the last 2 years being at Hurao, I believe that wholeheartedly. In addition to learning how to speak Chamorro and count in Chamorro, all these preschoolers in my daughter's cohort, they learned all the benchmark skills that my older children did when they went to traditional preschools. But they learned them all in Chamorro. And even more than this, they learned the value of our culture, things such as caring for the land and the environment. For example, in their 3-year-old class, they planted a vegetable garden. And Simon Zoasi is here, and she can attest to the fact that in the 4-year-old class, my daughter's proudest moments is when they harvested their gulay. And every day when she would give me, right, Simon Zoasi, her kalabasa, every day, Nana cocina patatinas karu. And we would come home and I would say, Dad, she brought her harvest, can we cook it? And what are their preschool? Are they gonna learn that? Are they gonna get to do that? So it's not just the language, because the language without the culture, they go hand in hand, and Hurao teaches them both. So literally and metaphorically, those seeds that these little children grew into a bountiful harvest are the best way that I can describe the passionate work of Sinagwinifi and of Hurao. They are planting the seeds from which will grow a community of children and families who fully embrace the Chamorro language, values, and customs and culture. And what a bountiful harvest that will be. And the nurturing didn't stop with the children. The Hurao program invested in the parents too, with weekly classes so that we could ensure that our children speak Chamorro at home as much as possible. From the beginning, we were assured that we were in a safe and judgment-free environment where we would not fear making mistakes. Sad we have, so we have. Just try it and just do it. These are the mantras that we heard regularly. Although I could speak Chamorro with some proficiency before my daughter started the program, there is no doubt that I am a better speaker now because of my daughter. She was my motivation to make it to as many nights of Escuela Mañana as I could, regardless of how tired I was at the end of the day. And she continues to be my inspiration to speak Chamorro as often as possible and wherever I am. She's the reason I've learned to shed any hesitation about speaking or writing in Chamorro for fear of getting it wrong, because we have a network of supportive teachers who are there to help us get it right. I know that these support systems have the potential to grow exponentially if given the support and the ability to finally establish a school of their own. I am blessed that my children are still surrounded by their elders who speak Chamorro regularly, both of their grandmothers, both of their grandfathers, numerous aunts and uncles. These elders are not only invaluable resources with respect to our language, but they are also our cultural tethers, ensuring that we never stray too far from our Chamorro practices. But the reality is that these elders I speak of are in their 70s and in their 80s. I'm very lucky that my dad at almost 83 is still, stronger and faster than I am, but the reality is that they simply won't be around forever. So what motivates me personally to embrace immersion and to commit to doing everything that I can is the realization that I am the bridge between my aging elders and my children. If I don't do everything to fortify that bridge by committing to this investment, then what use am I as a bridge? But truthfully, we all have the ability and the responsibility to fortify that bridge, not just for our own children, but for all the children of Guam. The opportunity to offer dual language immersion means that we will cast a broader net and nurture Chamorro language and cultural proficiency in more children and families than ever before. Just 2 years into the start of her immersion journey, my daughter converses with me regularly in Chamorro. She sings and she prays. Mayor Maga'lahen has witnessed her do that. She teaches me words that I never knew. She inspires her older brothers to want to learn more of the language. But what swells my heart the most is that she is proud of her heritage and she is aware of her identity as a Chamorro woman. She sings a line from one of her songs that honestly brings tears to my eyes every time I hear it. And the line is, Hutumo Hazizo. It translates into, I know who I am. And that alone says it all. So I pray that all of you, please just like he said, approve it now. Go
I promise you I'll be really fast, because I don't speak tomorrow. My name is Teles Leon Guerrero. I'm familiar in Kindo, and I'm married to the McShot family. What like the governor said earlier is that way back, the military said, "Do not speak tomorrow," and I am a product of that. My father, after he left Guam, he joined the military, and every base I've ever been at, there's a ton of military from Guam. So when they were together, they would speak tomorrow. The moment one of the kids came in, it went to English immediately. And what's so sad is, like, my wife just reminded me, the one thing my mother-in-law asked me to do was learn tomorrow. But in the back of my mind, so what I'm worried about is, she just said that she's a bridge. There's a Y in the road, which is not a forklift. So in other words, the different Y's, so this bridge, I'm one of these bridges. I learned to speak Italian. I learned to speak Mandarin. I learned to speak, Samoan. I learned Arabic in the short time, and Punjabi while I was in the desert. I can pick up languages easily. But in the back of my mind, every time I speak enough tomorrow to get my face slapped or to get in a fight. And when I do speak it, it's horrible, what I do speak. But I can understand, and so when the doctor was talking, I could understand a lot of what he was saying, but then I get lost. I wish I could speak the language. I wish one of my goddaughters went to Hurao for 2 summers. So now every time we're together, she does all our prayers in Chamorro. I wish I could. I can't even say Our Father. I can't do a rosary. I can't do anything in Chamorro, but my goddaughter can. And so what I'm so worried about is that if you don't speak Chamorro to your kids, this is what you'll have. You'll have a man like me. I'm a proud Chamorro, but I can't speak the language. I know everyone. When I'm at a party, I can understand until they stop talking about the barbecue and they start talking about something else, and it's like I'm lost. So and then a lot of people, when they hear my name, Leon Guerrero, oh, you're Ken's, the piano player's son. And then they'll start talking to me tomorrow, and I don't speak Chamorro. I don't even know how I don't speak Chamorro in Chamorro. They just look at me and they don't understand. So what I want to say, it's very important. Speak Chamorro to the kids. Otherwise, they will be just like me. Thank you.
Sudos Masi to the board for allowing me this opportunity to speak.
State your name.
Okay. Guasi Princessa. Yeah. Oh. And I'm Hurao, Maga'lahen, Gabriella LePay. I first want to acknowledge my parents, Ken and Angelina, because I wouldn't be here without their love and support, and of course, enrolling me in Hurao at the age of 4. Hafai sinzo si sana kunifi, Papa Quintus put Elina Law, who's at Gintaz at Hurao. Kalamakat, Papa Ofi, Questionia. Tisinia, za Timalagzo. Papa Hasu, Elina Lahus and Hurao. sa ano manason tagwini zo pagu. Ti parehu I tempo pagu zani tempo antes. Mafanagu zo zani magetonghu di tempo ni sanata ti mafanagu hampo ili po ilangwahita zani kutsurata. Zapara hami waha mega na timingo samizo. Magaduzo getting the Academy of Our Lady of Guam. And I got these over now. Just these sa entry photos. Sa entry photo yesterday on Sigma now. Wow, ha cinema. Wow, ha cinema comprendi Lenguahen Chamoru. Pari Magatongu, I palabra Chamoru, Kalam palabra ha. Lo Paraguahu, I palabra Chamoru, regalo, sa hutungo, I kulturen. Sa hutungo, I kultura, zan lenguaje tatahu. Hongen, I escuelan Hurao, mafanagu zo, I lenguaje tatahu, lo contoro mafanagu zo, hazuzo. Mafanagiza zamanagiza afarizoku zataza ochi senior matuli and naginabov. That's
Vamos se roupa estou. O que é para ver só, não sei todo do e o que não culpa o não ali testigo era estina palavra. Zano estina palavra disse que estudante de Simon Sanchez finalmente 9th grade Ani malago para Miss Chamurita. Lalu saya juga mengakhir sa fumin sa mumura. Pes mengakhir naman gana. Lo ka edso está pagando. Sa quantos anos está ganha mais que 40 anos. Vamos 67 anos. 77 anos está. Pues no administrario tumo si Anne-Marie sa Guam may testigo lopi na hanggang todo di hinimok pa mo na naani si Governor Gutierrez giza mas dumansi dyan ako lopi mo senadora Vice Speaker dangtulo na online no para si Anne-Marie dyan dangtulo sti na init nun ni para taon na si Anne-Marie ni bidada niya ni kahit mag-uunta sa mo niya niya no nalefa sa mo magawahid na no kandida pabaysaonan sa hukuka na esti ultimo na finalafan ho ni komisyon ni Hurao-Chamoru ni kultura sa nilingwahe si Anne-Marie sa mami pinili na administradora pues no esta pa ako mahamya gusto kaya na 9th grade kanan 8th grade taon lo esta moto di karen mas esta 20 tutuno lo esta 25 taon Mampus anak ko dyan nung ininainga ipatamagoonta down to the no kalang no short zone ni palabraso ni palabes no ino agradecimento lo ayos din na palo antes niya natupais ko dyan ni pamilya niya pues no down to
Thank you, Senator. Okay, so since we do not have, do we stage for the record, then we can allow you to sing, okay? I just need, because it's a public hearing, and I have to follow the rules and the laws created by the legislature. It has to state that this public hearing has been adjourned. We've heard all your testimonies. If you have any written testimonies between now and June, please forward it to our office or send it to Ms. Amory, and Ms. Amory can send it to us. Just so you know, the law requires that we hold a public hearing, then we go into a work session, and then our next board meeting, the council will then vote. And we've done it that way. So in June, I've assured Ms. Anne-Marie that once the council does meet at our regular board meeting for June, that's when the vote will come, and then that's when Hurao will be voted in support, as we've heard tonight. I just want to say thank you for all your testimonies. You have any concerns before we, yes? Oh, they're a testimony. Are they going to sing? It's a song, okay. That's a testimony? Yes, yes, please.
Anytime in June is the date?
Yes, Governor, that is scheduled for, no, but when is the board meeting? June 13th. It'll be out, Governor.
And we're allowed there?
Absolutely, absolutely. That would be when the council will vote. And with that said, thank you all for being here. The only reason why I timed everything, as you know, is to be fair to all the charter schools. I'm very fair. And then the schools open, the charter schools, the people here don't get paid enough. And I don't want to keep everybody here because they're standby outside to close down the school. Okay, so I'm considered to all parties concerned. With that said, we'll go ahead and have a testimony from them. If, as far as the music, is any others after this? Okay, yes, understood. But I just want to say, is there any other for testimony? Because we're going to go ahead and close it after this. Thank you. Okay, go ahead. Thank you.
Sai bendizioni generi, quelota, untumu I cultura I costumi, I linguaggi santoru, I hinengi. Asu pagusia I famagu, ta azura sasiati matumu, ifamaguonta, na ini bendizioni di puti parasia, sai sawasti parata tulaika, irosania ifamaguonta. My mama tai papai mananata sakuntoru itini munia malazata putei tinimu yantiku kosaki lumala pasa papa sia ifamago. Estiginin azuos na bendition, ifamaguonta, na ini bendizioni di puti parasia, sai sawasti parata tulaika, irosania ifamaguonta. Azura sia
Si sinyo to mi na maisa. Kung necesita hantu todo, por favor ta kanita, go maanyo zo, go namanyo, estina talen, sa donkulo, lo hutumo na tiyo toto mi na maisa, hutumo na magagam zo todo. Zanita togi parasia. Taja gwini koi boa pakapa yumagai, todo do parasia distiku tuto. Situs masih mom and dad, situs masih yang fan abizu, tempat kita tahu. Kalau anda di mana dan mom ni mengaji greeting yang dilusi jo. Magai silalai ni, esta taman yang tempat mizu. Azu mas dongku rumah nyawi esta. Malingo tempo pata pasa papa singin esta man mapas anju pas pas buat ajuran ham. Namun mereka orang tu mungkin terbiar madingwam saya necesita hamsu. Situ masih menyawa, kemudian menjaga untuk kami, untuk kami ini, menjaga kami. Untuk masih menjaga kami, untuk kami masih menyawa. Situ kami kami, situ kami.
YouTube ladies and Guam Charter School Council.
Guam financiapi, Guam financiapi pamaguan na kanyotin pamaguan, pamaguan natin sin panwanaw, si Diyos maasya.